Okay. All right. So what I want you to do now, Susan, like I said earlier, the unconscious is made up of lots of different parts. And these parts are generally trying to help us in some way. Sometimes they're trying to protect us. Sometimes they're trying to make us feel happy. They've generally got a positive intention behind what they're doing. So this part of you that's been doing the skin picking, I want you to allow your imagination now to create a visual representation of this part. Just allow your unconscious and your imagination to make a visual representation. And sometimes that image can look like a cartoon character. Sometimes it can look like an animal, a domestic animal or a wild animal. Sometimes it looks like somebody famous or someone from our family. It can even look like us sometimes when we were younger, or even us at another time in their life. And sometimes the unconscious makes an image that we would never have guessed of. So just allow your wonderful unconscious mind and your imagination to create a visual representation of this part of you that's been doing the skin picking. And once you've got some kind of image in your mind, just nod so I know. Excellent. So I want you to imagine now that that part of you is now walking out and standing on one of your hands. Get a sense now. Is it there on the left hand there? Yeah. Excellent. Get a sense of the shape, the heat, and sometimes even the energy of this part as it now stands on that hand. So I want to thank this part for coming forward, because it's always an honor and a privilege to talk to any of the parts. And I'm one of those kind of people who understand that these parts are generally trying to help us in some way. So I want you to tell me in a moment, Susan, what is the image of this part? What does it look like?
A bird.
A bird, yeah? And what type of bird is it?
A pigeon.
Pigeon. Wonderful. And does it have a color to it?
It's just grey.
Grey, yeah. Okay. A normal looking pigeon. Excellent. And now I want you to get a sense of a name for this part. And sometimes the name is related to the job that it does. Sometimes the name is related to how the part looks like. And sometimes the name is completely random. So just find any name for this part. And the name's not important. The name's just something that we can refer to this part to in the future. So just get a sense of a name, any name for this part. So what can we call this part?
The name that came to my head is Speedy.
Speedy. Excellent. Sounds like a racing pigeon. Okay, Speedy. Well, thank you for coming here today. And it's a real honor to talk to you, Speedy. And I know that you're working hard in some way to probably help Susan. So what I'd like you to do, Speedy, in some way that Susan can understand, can you just let her know what is the positive intention behind this skin picking? What is your function and your role? What are you trying to achieve? Just let her get a sense of that now. And sometimes the words just float into our mind. Sometimes they come to us through like intuition or a gut feeling, or sometimes we even feel like the part is speaking straight to us. So tell me, Susan, what's the positive intention behind Speedy's behavior?
Ironically, I think it's to slow my mind down.
To slow your mind down. Okay, yeah. Excellent. And by slowing your mind down, how does that help you? Or what does it do for you?
allows me to think more clearly and not be so erratic about the decisions that I make and the things that I do.
And when you're able to think more clearly and make better decisions, how does that make you feel?
Like I can accomplish the goal that I'm trying to
Mhm.
achieve.
And when you're able to accomplish goals, how does that make you feel?
Like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
accomplished.
And when you've got all those things, when you're feeling accomplished and better decisions, how does that make you feel inside?
Valuable, worthy.
Yeah, excellent. Valuable, worthy. Does it make you feel happy?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So, Speedy, you've got a really honorable intention now. Trying to slow Susan's mind down, allowing her to feel worthy, happy, and valuable to accomplish her goals. So, you're an important member of Susan's team, Speedy. But unfortunately, Speedy, this behavior now is no longer making her feel happy. This behavior is actually no longer making her feel worthy or valuable. It's actually cutting her off from living the life she wants to live, which is then stopping her achieving her goals. And maybe this behavior once upon a time, Speedy, was working well, but unfortunately, it's no longer working well. And you've become, Speedy, very unpopular, which is a shame because I know you're a hard-working part. So, Speedy, would you like to be popular and liked?
Yes.
Excellent. And would you like to actually help Susan feel valuable, worthy, and happy?
Yes.
Good. Then today, you're going to be given a promotion. And when anyone's given a promotion, they're always shown the ropes for the first few days, the first few weeks, the first few months. So another part, a creative part of Susan, a part we all have, a part that plans and dreams and comes up with ideas, interesting things to buy people at Christmas, interesting holidays to go on. We all have a creative part. So I want you to now, Susan, get a sense of your creative part. And again, sometimes it can look like a cartoon character, an animal, wild or domestic. It can look like somebody famous. It can look like a younger us or someone in our family. It really doesn't matter. Sometimes it looks like a shape or just a color. Get a sense of this creative part now coming into your mind. That's it. And once you've got a sense of that, just nod so I know. Excellent. And I want you to imagine now that this creative part is now walking down onto your right hand. Is now coming to stand on your right hand. And imagine you're now looking at this creative part on your right hand. Now, this creative part, I want to thank it for coming forward. And this creative part always loves getting involved in these kind of things. It's normally got great energy. And the creative part has access to all of your unconscious wisdom and knowledge. Everything you've seen and heard, every good bit of advice is recorded at the unconscious level. And this creative part has access to everything. So what I would like the creative part to do is to start looking for alternatives that still fulfill the positive intention that Speedy wants to achieve, that still allow you to slow your mind down, that still allow you to make better decisions, but can do it in healthier ways that don't involve picking the skin. Now, maybe the slowing your mind down could be doing the tapping that I mentioned earlier, or the one where you pass the pen from the left to the right hand. Or maybe the creative part will help you slow your mind down by going for more walks. Or maybe it will help you to get into some kind of activity like yoga or meditation. Or maybe it will just remind you to take 5 long, deep, letting go breaths. So I want the creative part to start finding as many different alternatives, 1, 3, 5, 10, over the next few moments, the next few hours, the next few days, the next few seconds, that still fulfill the positive intention that Speedy wants to achieve, but does it in ways that no longer involve damaging your skin or your body. And some of these new healthy alternatives may come into your mind consciously, but many of these new healthy alternatives will now just come into you and start happening at an unconscious level. And what I would like Speedy to do is to choose 1, 3, 5, or 10, as many healthier alternatives that still fulfill that positive intention, but now do it in healthier ways that will allow you to no longer worry about doing that habit. So do you sense that Speedy's happy to take on one of these new alternative behaviors?
Yes.
Excellent. And Speedy, by working now with the creative part, freeing Susan from the skin picking and finding these healthy alternatives, Speedy, you are going to become one of the most popular, most powerful, and most liked parts. So I want you to now turn your palms so they're facing each other. And as those palms are now facing each other, these two parts are now looking at one another, Speedy and the creative part. And I want your hands now to start floating together. Allow your unconscious mind to start bringing your hands together now. Allow them to slowly float together like they're two powerful magnets that are being drawn together. And as these hands come together, these two parts are now going to merge together to form one super part that will free you from those old behaviors. That's it. And as these hands come together, all these new healthier alternatives, all these new ways of still fulfilling that positive intention are now being merged and wove together, allowing Speedy to find you ways of making you feel happy, worthy, and slowing your mind down, but doing it in healthy ways. And as these two parts come together, you now see Speedy with a new magical light round them. You now see Speedy being transformed into an even more beautiful version of Speedy. Maybe Speedy is now glowing white. Maybe Speedy has some kind of magical halo around her. Just get a sense of Speedy transforming into the most beautiful version that Speedy could ever be. And now I want you to bring those parts into your heart. Bring your hands into your heart, put your palms onto your heart. Turn the palms so they're flat onto your heart. That's it. And take a long, deep breath now. And as you do, you now integrate this new super part at the level of mind, body, and spirit. And I want all the other parts to make all the adjustments to allow this new, healthier behaviors to start happening automatically and quite naturally. As together, the creative part and speedy work together, freeing you from those old behaviors. As you get a sense of seeing yourself in a few days' time, going about your life, noticing these new, healthier behaviors, noticing that when a stressful thing happens, Speedy now takes the lead with the creative part, finding healthier ways now that still fulfill that positive intention, allow you to slow your mind down, but do it now in ways that are more healthy for you. As your unconscious mind now makes all these changes for you at a molecular and a cellular and a neurological level, and does it in such a way that your conscious mind can fully accept. As your unconscious now deletes what's no longer relevant and upgrades and updates the files to allow these new behaviors to start to happen for you automatically and quite naturally. So I want to thank the parts for taking on their new roles. And the more often they take on these new roles, the more liked and the more powerful and the more popular they will become. And once you know these changes have been made, and once you know there is now been an upgrade to the whole system, you can just allow your eyes to open and your hands to drift back down. Well done. How was that?
It was good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
interesting, yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it went really well. It was really good talking to Speedy. You know, it was a really great image. And how relevant is that when you see pigeons in Trafalgar Square? What are they doing? They're picking,
Oh yeah,
aren't
that's
they?
true.
You know? And I was
Yeah.
just like, wow, that's what they do, isn't it? You know? Did you not think of that?
No, I didn't
Yeah,
actually.
it's what they do, isn't it? You know? So now we've made Speedy into more of a maybe a a racing pigeon, that doesn't sit around picking up the scraps from Trafalgar Square. So did any kind of alternatives come into your mind?
Yeah, loads of things actually.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, maybe journaling,
Yep,
cleaning, actually doing like some sort of like skincare, DIY projects,
yeah,
um, just helping friends and family, just finding something to do, with my mind and with my hands.
yeah. Okay, cool, excellent. And a lot of this is also unconscious as well. So and the creative part, I didn't ask, what did the creative part look like?
It looked like a fluffy cat that was pink.
Ah, fluffy cat, lovely, lovely. Oh, yeah. They don't. Sometimes these techniques are taught where you don't ask about the creative part, but I often do because it's nice, And I just didn't. I've forgotten this time, So but you got the fluffy cat, yeah, working with Speedy,
Yeah.
and the thing is, I used to think this is all woo woo. What are we talking about? But they've shown now the unconscious is made up of lots of different parts, and this isn't hypnosis. This is psychotherapy. This is comes from Freud and Jung. Talking about the ego, the id, the superego. Jung on his archetypes, and it is. We talk about on one hand I want to do this, and one hand I want to do it, and part of me wants to do this, and part of me wants to do that, and it's just how the unconscious is split. So when you start picking, the blood goes to that part of your brain.
Mm.
And yeah, so in future, if you catch yourself picking, you can just say, fluffy cat, Speedy, no, we want to do something different.